And we're joined by award-winning author Rick Robinson. It's so nice to have you here with us.
Thanks to be here. Great to be here today. I appreciate it.
Well, it's good to see you. And your son goes to Western.
My son goes to Western. Going to leave here today and go over to the Greek Week, the last festivities. They're outside, so I don't know that we'll be actually joining them. We may be watching them from the car.
You may do that, but that's great of you to get involved with that. You're very brave, very kind. I know your son will appreciate that his dad's here in town. And you write political thrillers, and your latest book is called Manifest Destiny. This is your third novel, right?
Third novel, that's correct.
And let's begin a little bit with your political background, because I'm sure it influences your writing. Of course, you have 30 years of, of a background in politics and law, including you worked with Senator Jim Bunning from right here in Kentucky.
30 years in politics, and part of that included a stint on Capitol Hill where I did work for Senator Bunning. And that's one of the things that I try to put into the books, actually, as you take a look at how I try to write, because I have those 30 years. You know, I've been influenced by some great folks over the years. I noticed the Fox logo up there with the, there was a time that actually Roger Ailes was one of the campaigns that we worked on. The first big campaign that we worked on together was with Roger Ailes. And so a lot of the people that I try to work into the books, and a lot of the personalities and characters, come from all that time that I spent working in politics over 30 years.
Really? Do people try to guess characters, say, now is this so-and-so?
People are always trying to guess who the characters are in the book. But one of the things that I've done is that the two main characters in the books generally string around the candidate and the campaign manager. And what I've done is been able to take all of those folks that I've met over the years who have been either candidates or people that I've worked for, and all the people that I've worked with on campaigns over the years, and put those as a composite into those personalities.
Yeah, very interesting. And people are intrigued by politics, and especially I think now more than ever, you know, the wrangling that we see in Washington, and people really get into that, and they're very, very passionate about their political beliefs.
Well, that's what I try to actually do in the book. I started reading, when I decided to start writing the political thrillers, I started reading a few, and they called themselves political thrillers, but they really didn't get into politics. I guess they were afraid of offending one side or another. And so what I really wanted to do when I started writing was to give that person who, you know, stays up at night and either watches Chris Matthews or watches Hannity, watches those shows and really enjoys them. I wanted to give them the opportunity to really feel like, when they read the book, what it feels like to be on the inside, what it feels like to be on a campaign bus for 5 days, what it feels like to be the new guy or gal on Capitol Hill. And those are the types of things that I try and get through in the book.
Well, the book Manifest Destiny, it has received a lot of accolades. We mentioned it was named Indie Book of the Year, and you were awarded in, was it in California? You were named Author of the Year, along with your publisher.
Yes, Author of the Year out at the Roosevelt Hotel out in California. That was a lot of fun. I got to spend the evening with a lot of fun folks.
It's very, very cool. So receiving a lot of accolades for this. What do you want people to take away from the book? You mentioned feeling like they're on the inside there of politics. I mean, what else would you want a reader to take away when they finish the book?
Well, the one thing I think when I look at the characters, the one thing I try and always do with the congressman, the elected official in this book, is I try to make him, along with the conflict that's going on and, of course, the thriller aspect of the story, I try to have him try to remain true to his beliefs and his ideals. And that's one of the things that's very hard to do on Capitol Hill for members of Congress when they're elected, is to remain true to those ideals. So I kind of like a reader to get the feel for what it's like, what the influences are that try to make these men and women sometimes stray from what they believe in, and how hard it is to actually remain true.
Sure, it's much more difficult than I think we realize. We give them a very hard time. We're hard on our congressmen and women. We really are. So you're going to be at the Southern Kentucky Book Fest, which
Great
is
festival.
tomorrow.
Love that festival.
So many wonderful authors will be there, and your chance to meet and greet Rick, learn more about his book and his political thrillers. And so check that out. That's tomorrow at the Carol Nicely Conference Center. You can log on the website to learn more about it. I know you're excited to meet your readers. It's
always great to be at this. I love this book festival. It's a book festival that they always have some great authors. Nicholas Sparks is going to be there tomorrow as well. I'm actually looking forward to seeing him myself. So great authors that come in, a lot of good books, and the people that put it on really do a fantastic job at taking care of the authors. When you go to these things and the book crew takes care of you, you don't mind coming back.
Yeah, well, it's nice to have you here in town, and a graduate of EKU. But
graduate of EKU. I'm sorry. It pains me to say that my son has had such a good experience at Western, but nevertheless,
But he's a Hilltopper and graduating this spring. So thanks again. You guys have fun at Greek Week today and fun at the Soki Book Fest tomorrow. We certainly appreciate you being here.
Tomorrow.
And also your weekly column. People can keep up with you on your website, authorrickrobinson.com, and
I read a weekly column for the Daily Caller, Tucker Carlson's online publication for those that might have a libertarian leaning in their politics.
So check that out. All right. Thank you so much for being here with us.